Alright, today on this lovely day, we are going to be covering some interesting facts about ancient Egypt.
Brace yourselves. Ooh.
Ancient Egypt can be really interesting, actually. When people hear Egypt, they think of sand and desert. Well, even if you have some knowledge about Egypt, you might even think about the Nile River. But Egypt is way more than sand and a river, right? But the Nile is actually a very important part of ancient Egyptian history and geography, though. It's a whopping 4,100 miles long, and it flows into the Mediterranean Sea.
The Nile River was the reason the Egyptians were so unified. The unification period was between 5,000 and 3,200 BCE. They utilized the river for trade purposes and used it to their advantage.
Another honorable mention of the ancient Egyptian culture was the pharaoh. Okay? The pharaoh is the eternal spirit that lives forever in Egypt, right? And basically, pharaoh, he's at the tippity top of the pyramids. Oh, wait, pyramids, yeah. Those are also very important to the Egyptian architecture back in those days. We actually do not really understand how they were built exactly, considering they had no other light source but the beautiful sunshine, right? And they used 2 freaking million blocks of stone to put this big triangle thing together, and they had no wheels. And keep in mind that they had no transportation either. So please tell me how they got from here to here. I just don't. Okay, whatever.
Huh, that is kind of crazy. That is way too much work for me. They must have some real dedication. The pyramids were like burial grounds for the important people. They believed in afterlives and wanted the highest up people in the social class also to have the best life.
They had many beliefs. Religiously, they believed in many gods, making them polytheistic. I think that's how you say that word. There are many gods that they believed in, okay? I like Isis. She's my favorite. So much as to actually naming my little Rottweiler Isis. Yeah. But of course, the terrorist group had to ruin that for me. So
Anyways, they also believed in Ra, god of sun, Horus, god of light, and Osiris, god of death. That is just to name a few of many.
Ra became a major god by the 5th dynasty. He had a lot before that, clearly. And was actually described as a bird head, on a human body type thing, Yeah, really freaking creepy if you ask me. He was often seen as the god of gods, like Zeus in Greek mythology. I know that we all know who Zeus is, so don't even act like you don't. Okay, I know this because I played this really fun computer game called Age of Mythology. I promise I'm not a nerd. Okay. I was basically an expert. Anyways, Ra was also seen as somewhat as the creator of everything. The Egyptians even made solar temples, okay, for this Ra bird. And Oros. Let's talk about Oros. He seemed to be like another bird god. I don't know what their obsession is with birds. Could they be any more creative? Oros was a very important god also, though. He was associated with Ra, and he was the son of Isis, the best. So, my personal fave. Light and sun kind of go hand in hand. So, since Ra was the god of sun, and Oros is the god of light, that's why they were seen together a lot in ancient Egyptian culture. And Osiris is another prominent god. He was also the god of agriculture and came in many forms. And agriculture was a very big part of ancient Egyptian society because they had to grow their own food because they don't have the luxury of supermarkets and stuff now. So that's why he was really important. That's why they worshipped him also.
And besides many religious beliefs, they also had social systems. On the top, as we mentioned before, the pharaoh is there. The bottom is slaves. And your social status is not set for life. It can change throughout marriage.
Marriage.
So pick the right one. Fun fact. Did you know the Egyptians came up with the writing system of hieroglyphics?
I didn't, Anne. Thank you for
Oh.
the knowledge.
Yeah, and like writing. The Egyptians also enjoyed art. They made artwork for the elites, you know, the people on the top of the social system that was put in place.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, they put it in place.
Dang. They also stylized things, meaning using artistic forms and conventions to create effects. Effects like this, or like this, like this. Ooh. This didn't exist back then. Ooh. Okay, sorry. And nothing natural or spontaneous. So when they stylized things, they didn't make anything look how it actually looked. They kind of exaggerated it, so yeah.
Moving on, in the social system, you can tell who's above who by the canon of proportions. It shows humans being represented differently than real life. It is a rational approach to constructing beauty and art in Egypt. The hieratic scale is similar, using power with height and strength.
They also use composite view, which like shows profiles and frontal views of people. So like a profile and then a frontal view. They did that in all those like artwork things that you see where there's like people and you can see like there's like 3 pictures of them turning and then their 4th picture is finally like a profile. It kind of is like that, and that's called composite view.
Enough about art, let's talk more about the structures that the Egyptians built.
More structures that the Egyptian built are like tombs, you know? We've seen tombs in like Indiana Jones and stuff. So again, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, right? You know, like when Indiana Jones like is like running through things with those boulders chasing him and stuff. Yeah, like he's normally in like tombs. So the purpose of tombs were like burial grounds, basically for the important people and elites. They mummified people, giving them eternal life, and decorated the tombs and made them all pretty in their afterlife. Mummification is so cool. But, you know, movies like The Mummy and stuff kind of freaks me out, not gonna lie. They take out all of the guts and all of the brains and fill the empty parts with like expensive spices and stuff. They also decorate like the tombs with gold and jewels and stuff that was like really expensive then and now, because I still can't even afford those. So, and they got really elaborate with all of that stuff, like all the mummifications and stuff. They got really elaborate with it because they wanted the higher up people to be like the best buried. They wanted them to be like the best afterlife. They want to give them the best afterlife, so they gave them the most things and the prettiest things buried with them. So hopefully that their afterlife will be as good as what they're buried in.
And lastly, temples. Temples were for worshiping gods and pharaohs. Temples were dedicated to gods and were seen as a home for the kings, gods, and elites.
I wish I was an elite. I want to be important. Must be nice. Can't relate. Well, I hope you somewhat attempted to enjoy this video. I know it was hard, but we warned you to brace yourself. So, you know that really tacky part we recorded earlier? Yeah, we told you so. So, thanks for watching. Give an A++++, please, or 4, whatever.